An Idaho judge is denying the request by Doomsday cult dad Chad Daybell to separate his trial from his wife Lori's. This means they will be tried together for the murder of Lori's 2 children. Judge Stephen Boyce said that a joint trial will avoid forcing witnesses to appear twice in court to give the same evidence. The judge heard arguments on the request last week. We're also following developments on Lori Vallow Daybell. She now again has been deemed competent for trial, and court proceedings can resume. Last month, the judge paused her case due to concerns about her mental competency. The second time this has happened. The judge has ordered the details about all of this to be sealed as expected. This was, again, the second time that the case has been put on hold because of competency concerns revolving around Lori. Chad and his wife, Lori, face murder charges in connection to the deaths of Lori's 2 kids, JJ and Tylee, and Chad's first wife, Tammy. Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter has more on the life of Lori Vallow Daybell.
How long have you guys lived here?
I'm sorry?
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know us there.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
This is Lori Vallow Daybell, being questioned by police shortly after her then-husband, Charles Vallow, was shot to death by her brother. Here is Vallow Daybell again, married to a new man a few months later.
Now, why don't you just give us a comment? Just tell us where they are.
At the time, her 2 children were missing, and her apparent indifference stunned the community.
There's people around the country praying for your children, praying for you guys. Why don't you give us answers?
That's great.
The former hairdresser is at the center of one of the most challenging cases for investigators. The mysterious deaths of her children, the sudden deaths of 2 of her ex-husbands, her brother, and her current husband's wife. All are circumstances that have confounded those familiar with the case. The 47-year-old is in jail facing criminal charges related to lying to police about the whereabouts of her children and conspiring to conceal their remains.
Nobody could ever imagine this. Even the best writer in the world could have written this to be as crazy as it is.
For Tylee and JJ's relatives, the tumultuous events surrounding their disappearance and death are tough to comprehend.
We've never had an issue with her ever. And until this.
The person that Kay and I knew and loved, Lori, is not the Lori we knew and loved. And we don't know this person. And it's sad because she was such a good mama to JJ.
Even Lori's son, Colby, is struggling with his mother's actions.
I can't even fathom that this is happening to our family. I grew up with you. I grew up with Tylee and JJ as my siblings. We grew up in a family. I grew up with stepbrothers and a stepdad. Like, we had a life. And it seems like that life never existed at this point.
Lori grew up in a devout Mormon family with 2 brothers and 2 sisters in California. In 1992, Lori married her first husband, but the marriage didn't last long. By 1995, Lori was married to her second husband, William. The couple had a son named Colby. In 2001, Lori married husband number 3, Joseph Ryan. In 2002, the couple had daughter Tylee. But just 2 years later, Joseph and Lori split. Joseph would later pass away in 2018 of an apparent heart attack. Then Lori met and married Charles Vallow in 2006. Within a few years, the couple adopted a little boy named Joshua Jackson. They called him JJ. In late 2018, while married to Charles, Lori Vallow met Chad Daybell, a religious author, at a conference. Lori's friend, Melanie Gibb, introduced the 2.
If you did something bad yesterday, the Lord wants you to say you're sorry today and just do better tomorrow.
Lori and Chad appeared together on a podcast in December 2018, focused on preparing for the second coming of Jesus Christ. And according to Gibb, continued to keep in touch. Eventually, Daybell told Lori that her husband Charles had been overtaken by a dark spirit.
We've been at a great marriage. All of a sudden, the last month, it just blew up. She just lost connection.
It appears that Daybell's influence crept into Lori's relationship with Charles.
Yesterday was a threat to kill me. day before.
What did she say yesterday?
She said, "You're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles, but I can murder you now with my powers."
In January 2019, Charles Vallow called police concerned about his wife's mental health.
She's lost her mind. I don't know how else to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a god.
Less than 6 months later, Charles Vallow was shot and killed by his estranged wife's brother, Alex Cox.
Wife, husband got into a verbal argument. Brother steps in. Does your husband live here or no?
No, he lives in Houston.
Gotcha. Okay. You guys met.
Separated.
Gotcha.
In September 2019, Lori moved to Rexburg, Idaho, just miles from where Chad Daybell lived with his wife and children. Also that same month, Lori's children, Tylee and JJ, would go missing. And in October, Chad's wife, Tammy Daybell, would pass away in what authorities deemed suspicious circumstances. And just a few weeks later, on November 5th, Chad Daybell would become Lori's 5th husband in a ceremony in Hawaii. But the honeymoon soon ended, along with any hope the children would be found alive.
Detectives and investigators have recovered what's believed to be human remains.
9 months after the children went missing, the remains of JJ and Tylee were found in Chad Daybell's backyard.
Today we gather here to honor the memory of Tylee and JJ.
The discovery prompted grief from the community and silence from their mother.
All right, so the news today is that Lori is competent again and that Chad can't break away. He wanted out. He did not want to be tried next to her, but the judge says, sorry, judicial efficiency, we have to try you together. There's way too much in common in the two cases, and it would be a complete waste of taxpayers' money to have two separate trials. Still with us, retired DEA special agent and former Memphis police officer Ted Golden in Atlanta. And joining our conversation this morning, criminal defense attorney and private investigator Karen Felicia Nance in San Francisco. Good morning to you, Karen. The judge's decision on not separating, a good decision? Your thoughts?
It's a great decision because the use of judicial resources, as you indicated, and the similarity of the cases, I think that it's not beneficial for Mr. Daybell, because he is apparently the more powerful, if you will, of the two, and I think that the jury will not look favorably on him based on all the information we just heard in the piece before. It's unclear as to whether or not it'll be detrimental to Lori, but I think it's clearly more detrimental to the husband, because that's why the parties wanted the case separated. So I don't think it's to his benefit, and it looks like he's the influence, and it'll be interesting case, but I do think the judge made the right decision.
The two of them are accused together, and the thought is that they both knew what was going on. Yes, maybe Alex was the family assassin. He ended up killing everybody, and then they may have killed him or he committed suicide, but the bottom line is they knew everything. And one of the pieces of evidence that has come out that leads one to believe that that might be true is this phone call that Lori makes while she's incarcerated. She calls Chad, he's at the house, and guess what? They're back. The investigators are back with a search warrant, and they're looking all around. And when you listen to this, listen to the question that Lori has. So, are they in the house? And then he says, oh, they're outside. And it's a clear indication that Lori wants to know, wait, are they in or out? Because if they're out, that's where the bodies are. Take a listen.
Hi, Dad.
Hello?
Are you okay?
So there's the property.
The house right now?
Yeah. Yeah. So Mark means will be talking to you.
Okay. What, are they in the house?
No, they're out in the property.
Are they seizing stuff again? They're searching. There's a search warrant, and so one of them just did on this with the kids. Okay. Yeah, they tried to set up a call. Glad you called. Yeah. So we'll see what transpires. Okay. What do you want me to do? Pray. What? What do you want me to do? Pray.
Yeah, pray. Oh, pray. We're going to need help. They're out there. Ted, what do you hear in that call? I'm not an expert, but it seems to me that Lori really wants to differentiate. Are they in the house or are they out there with those bodies?
It's called a conspiracy, and it's commonly referred to as an overt act. Unfortunately, they're digging their grave deeper just by the coded conversation they're having. My question is, who's going to give up first? It's a hurry up and wait to see who's going to be the one that's going to come forward and testify against the other one. I see that coming because tried together, they're both going to be convicted. But if one of them decides to flip on the other one, then at least gives them some kind of reprieve as far as the sentencing is concerned.
Yeah, and when, it's with the X factor of Alex Cox, there's an opening for one to tell a, somewhat compelling story of manipulation by the other one plus Alex. And I'm voting Chad is the first to turn and run and dump Lori. We'll see, as we're expecting this trial to take place sometime next year. A lot of moving parts.